Yo, what's good out there, you guys? Hey, so I was thinking, man, like, how was I going to address this video? You know what I'm saying? And trying to make it to where it's short and sweet, but it might get to a few minutes longer. But the topic that I'm addressing is wokeness and how the term woke is being thrown back at the black community as something rigid and negative, when actually, you know, the root of the word and the term, using the phrase, actually comes from something that, you know, brings awareness and enlightenment to the black community, you know what I'm saying? And it's a total opposite. Bringing this up because it's sad to me, because when I even see black folks sometimes retract statements because they are listening to, you know, political talk, you know, on mainstream talk, and this happens to the black community a lot, to where terms and things that we use that were terms of endearment and enlightenment, and you know what I mean, that actually help to counter the struggle, actually gets spit back at us as like a disadvantage and like a negative thing to say or use, and as something rigid and like, oh, you know, they're just stuck in their ways, and look what they're doing and causing havoc, you know what I mean? Like, look at the wokers, you know what I mean? So it comes into that. And then I even hear people retract statements on looking at wokeness as it being something rigid and negative, when really it's of the contrary. It's actually something that is enlightened, you know, that were under the oppressive conditions, under things like Jim Crow and things like that, you know. Eurocentrism and things like that had a way of painting a picture, you know, of blackness as being like a non-advanced culture of people, you know what I mean, and people that were just kind of savage, you know, and lost in the cause, and basically just looked at Europeans and parts of Asia as like advancements, and we were just kind of sitting around in Africa in huts or whatever, you know what I mean? And so that's the picture that they would paint, you know, for us. And as children, we grew up, you know what I mean, if you didn't know any better, if you wasn't woke, you would sit here and believe shit like this, and would actually have a low racial self-esteem about yourself rather than a high racial self-esteem about yourself, you know what I mean? So wokeness is something that you actually would strive for. You would actually want to be woke as a black person, you know what I mean? Because you would want to be aware of your oppressive conditions, you know what I mean? You will want to be aware of your surroundings, you know what I'm saying, and what's going on, for you to stay safe, you know what I mean, under oppressive conditions, as well as to undo what was told about you and your ancestors, you know what I mean? So it's like wokeness is something that you really would want to be woke, as well as, you know, you want others to be awakened as well, and to be aware of what's going on. So it's not a matter of you saying I'm woke and they're asleep, you know what I mean? Because then you're just as much as a piece of shit as the fucking white man coming down on you and taking your words and turning it into something negative, like Governor DeSantis when he's saying that Florida's the place where the woke comes to die and shit like that, you know? So it's like, you have to really education is very important, you know what I'm saying? But actually putting it to where it manifests into the minds of others to understand, you know, why it's so important to understand the history of words, and how words in the political world can get twisted to your disadvantage, you know what I mean, when it's once your advantage. And if you're not thinking things critically, you would believe that your term is now a negative term, and you will start retracting your statements, and that's a bad thing, and that becomes a very dangerous matter. So I just wanted to share that with folks. I hope folks know that I'm coming from a very sincere place, not a place of attacking individuals, you know what I mean? Because, you know, this is the days and times of information, and it's out here and access to all of us. So it's up to us to take advantage of this, you know what I mean? To unlearn the things that we've been indoctrinated with. So stay woke. And those, you know, that are not awakened, please try your best you can to awake them, you know what I mean? And don't allow propaganda and stuff from your opposing side twist your language up into something negative when you know it was positive. All right, then. Take it easy, you guys. Peace.